Hello in the next episode. In today's video I'm going to repair Nintendo Switch OLED which came in from Germany, and the history of this switch is that my customer has tried to install the mod chip and apparently he couldn't install it and he did some mess. So can we fix it? Let's see. Let's fix it. Okay, so this is our switch. I've already removed the motherboard and let's have a look at it. Alright, so this is our motherboard and this is the mod chip that my customer has tried to install, but for some reason he couldn't. In the messages he mentioned me that, this area was completely messed. I mean, he blown all the components of the board. It was like a really big mess. But apparently he did a good job and he soldered them back. But for some reasons the switch doesn't boot up even in the original firmware. So can we fix it? Let's go under the microscope first. Alright, so now we can see that, all the components, they looks like they are not like from manufacturers, but they are attached to the motherboard, so this is the most important. Here is the biggest mess, and I can see here two solder balls. Can you see this? Here. So I'm afraid that this chip was placed without reballing it. Let's plug the multimeter and check if we can see anything on it. Alright, so I'm going to just plug my USB current meter with the Nintendo charger, and let's plug this in. At the beginning it should take some current, but it should come back to zero. But in this case, it's taking some current all the time. So it's telling this processor is in the RCM mode right now, yeah, because something is wrong. I'm going just to flip over the plug, like this. Let's check now. And yes, we've got the same situation. It's taking the same amount of current and it's telling me this is in RCM mode. Maybe not in RCM mode, but something is definitely not right. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going just to plug the meter here one more time. And I'm going to measure the voltage. Alright, normally we should have here 3.3 volts and we have nothing. It's probably because of this chip. So we have no 3.3 volts. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going just to disconnect the chip, unsolder it. I'm going to remove this shield, clean everything what we've got underneath. I'm going to clean this area first. After that, I'm going to use the flux, put a flux on it. I'm going to reflow all the elements here. And then probably I will remove this chip quicker than I think. So I'm going to remove that chip just before reflowing all the components. And at the end, I'm going to solder back this chip and replace that connector. Alright, so let's see if you got more damage. Okay, so let's desolder this. Oh, it's already desoldered. Whoa. Oof, oof, oof. All right. I didn't expect something like this. That's okay. Let's clean this. This thermal paste is not wet. It's like very old thermal paste. All right. So I just need to be very gentle. Yeah, but it's hard to remove that thermal paste because it's so dry. If I use isopropyl alcohol, it's gonna be, very big mess around. I just want to avoid this problem. So I will take my time and I will gently remove the thermal paste from the APU. Alright, so okay. So this tape wasn't even connected, to the to the capacitors. Alright. And I will just use just a bit isopropyl alcohol. Alright, looks a little bit better. I'm going to use the toothbrush. Here we've got point D, so I'm going to desolder it. I don't want to break it. It's done. Alright, so let's clean this now. Okay, what I noticed that there is a missing resistor. It should be 4.7 kilo ohms. But it's missing. Maybe I did something, because I was cleaning that board. Maybe I did remove it by accident. I don't know. So now I'm going to remove this chip. Alright, 400 degrees. I'm not worrying about this connector because it's going to be replaced. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to apply FLUX here Okay, so now I've applied the flux and I'm going to reflow all those elements 400 degrees, airflow 70. Okay, bye bye. This cup. Alright. Oh. Alright, so now let's gently clean the area. Let's have a closer look, because I need to solder the AIR resistor. So this one. Alright, so let's apply some flux. Alright, so let's solder the resistor. You will see the value on the screen. 4.7 kilo ohm resistor. $400 degrees, 70 airflow. Let's have a look at our chip. It's chipped on both sides, but it should be alright. I'm going to try to reball it. Not going to be easy, but I will try. And now we need to apply the solder paste. I'm taking now tweezers to make some pressure here, 2 points. Let's apply. So I'm going to use 240 and 100 airflow. Let's wait a while. Our chip is here, so I'm going to push it from this side. So let's have a look at the balls. They look nice, but now I need to reflow it one more time. I need to keep holding this like that. 240. Alright, should be alright. Alright, as usual, let's apply some flux. It's like a dot. So we should place this chip like that. You know, I'm not sure if this chip is faulty or no, but we will try this one first. And if it doesn't work, we will replace it with the new one from the donor board. We will see. Right, so now it's going to be difficult. 400 degrees and airflow like 60. My scale airflow is from 0 to 200. So 60, you need to figure out if you got different scale. If you go from 0 to 100. Oh god. Now it's going to be extremely hard to solder this chip in place. Alright, airflow 20. Airflow 20 because I'm not able to hold this chip into one position. Maybe like this for a while. Okay. Hopefully it will be soldered properly. Come on. Come on. I think we've got it. It is in his place. Alright, at the end we need to knock it gently to make sure it's soldered properly. And I'm increasing the airflow to 60. And this is the notch test. Yeah, it is on position. So let's cool this down, clean it. Alright, so, you know, it's cooling down right now. So in this time, I'm going to check the D point. If the D point is good or no. It's hard to say from this point. Let me just apply some flux and resolder that. I'm using the small tip. I think it looks good, it's not damaged. Let me measure this point, diode mode. You can't see because I need to fix my other camera and you can't see my multimeter. I'm in the diode mode right now. The black probe on the ground and now the red probe on this point. and I'm getting 0.614, which is telling me it's good. It's good. Let's check here the same black probe on the ground, because I've replaced that resistor, and we are getting OL, which telling me this resistor is not soldered properly. As we can see here, we should push it a little bit, you know, towards me. Yeah, it's not connected. No, let's see it one more time. No, it's good. It's good. I put my probe, you know, on the ground, but on the shield, and the shield is probably, oh, it's good. All right, so I'm getting 0.616 volts, so it's good. And let's clean our chip here. Hopefully the cracks, you know, on the chip won't affect, you know, on the normal working. All right, so black probe on the ground, and let's put the probe here. This is 3.3 volts. And I think I'm getting the normal reading because it's 0.771 in the diode mode. And it's correct. I think it's correct. Okay. All right, now that I'm going to check this part. It's our eMMC, the NAND memory. So black probe on the ground. I think we need to clean this as well because it's quite a big mess. Flux is everywhere. All right. Let's measure this. Diode mode. And I'm getting 0.634, which is good. So I probably leave that. I need to clean it anyway. Okay, so the most of the readings are good. So let's test it if it's booting up to the original firmware. All right, so first I'm going to check if it's still taking, you know, any power. And yes, we've got 0. Came back to 0. That means probably we are in the good path. I'm going to flip it over. Check one more time. You see? All right, so as I said at the beginning, it should take some current, low current, but it should come back to 0. So that means it was like a self-check of the system. And if everything is okay, it come back to 0. If something is wrong with the system, it won't come back to 0 and it will constantly take the current. Okay? All right, so now I can see we are in the good path, but let's test it more. I don't need to connect the screen to see if the console works or no. What I need to do, I just need to connect the fully charged, maybe not fully charged, but you know, like 3.7, 3.8 volts battery. I'm going to connect it now. And now I'm going to connect USB-C meter, and after it should take the current like 0.4, 0.5 maximum, and then it should cut off the power and it should come back with 0.7 amps. Let's check. The most important for me is the cut-off moment. So let's check this. All right, it's taking 0.4, like I said, up to 0.5. And now it was the moment cut off. So now and it's taking 0.7, so it's booting up to the original firmware. So at this point, this switch is fixed. When I put back the screen back all together, we can see the picture. But what we need to do, we just need to finish the installation and test it properly. Before I finish the installation of the chip, I'm going to put the screen back and update the firmware to the latest 18.0.0. Because my customer probably want to play online in original firmware, so let's update the firmware. Alright, so I just plug the most important, cables. I'm not sure if the battery is fully charged or no, but let's press the power button. And nothing. Let's measure the battery, the voltage. And the voltage is, 3.7. Maybe the buttons don't work, I don't know. Let's plug our meter. And as I said, it's fully working, Probably I pressed the button not properly. It should use a little bit more power. Okay, we've got German language. All right. Okay. Scroll down. And we've got system version is 16.1.0, very old one. But like I said, my customer probably wants to play original games in original firmware, because I didn't connect, you know, the antennas, so I need to go very close to my router, update it, and I will come back soon. Alright, I just came back, and we got system version 18.0.0, and I'm very happy. And I'm going to test now the buttons, if they work or no. And as you can see, the volume up works, volume down the same, and power button the same. Let's press it one more time. So I pressed the power button before, you know, to, you know, it should be a little bit more pressure. Alright, so as you can see, I've already fixed, you know, Nintendo Switch OLED. And that was the part 1, and now going to be part 2, so I'm going to install the chip, finish the installation for my customer. Let's do this! So I took the motherboard out, it's in good working condition. So now I'm going to remove this blob of solder. Should be alright. Alright, so you know that I always use wires instead of the ribbon tapes from the set. But in this case, I'm going to use the ribbon tape from the set. Alright, let's clean this area. Alright, so the ribbon tape from the set is something like this. And I'm going to use it. Alright, I'm going to start from the 3.3 volts. Insert some flux to both sides of the cups, because the other side of the cups is the ground. So this ground from these cups going to be used in the chip. Okay, that's it. And that's it. So we've got 3.3 volt and the ground point ready. Let's solder the rest. Next point. Okay, so now I need to solder point D. First I will solder the capacitor here. Or I don't really like, you know, to use those tapes, but like I said, this is like a challenge for me. Let's zoom in. The cap is secured. Now this tape is not matched properly. Just recommend you to don't use 350 degrees, because these flexi tapes, they will take only up to 300 degrees. Otherwise it will destroy this ribbon tape. Yeah. And let's try to move it a little bit. Alright, should be good. It should be good now. I'm going to clean this now, check the readings in diode mode, and then do the rest. Right, I forgot to, you know, to solder back the new connector for the fan. So I'm just doing this now. Okay, let's clean this now. Let's add some fresh flux. I'm going to heat from the bottom, 470 degrees. Airflow can be 100. There's nothing underneath, so there's nothing to worry about. That's it. So let's check connections now, how they look like. It should be right. Let's add some solder, more solder, to make sure the connections are good and solid. No, 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 no. And more flux. Oh gosh, no, 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 no. Can't get rid of the excess of the solder. I don't want to melt this connector, but I did it. Shit. Come on, just a little bit excess of solder. I'm going to use the soldering wick to try to remove that solder block. And we are now in the starting point. Oh, now it's perfect. Now it's perfect. I melted a little bit just this connector, but it shouldn't be, problem. The most important is that, all connections are good, so the console won't overheat. Perfect. Next step is to solder the tape to our APU. Let's apply some flux. Alright, so let's check the values. Just soldered the new tape, so black probe on the ground. I'm in the beep mode. So okay, we've got 15 ohms, which is good. We've got 0, good. 15 ohms, 0. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now, multimeter in the diode mode, black probe on the ground, and let's check D point. And you've got 0.647. Here we've got 0. When I just do it like this, it looks like it's loose, but it's not actually. I will solder this back again. 0.640, which is good, and 3.3 volts. You've got 0.756, good. Maybe I should, try to make this connection better, because it looks like it's not connected. I don't want to see any surprises, just to push it a little. Okay, looks better. 0.640, good. Okay, so let's apply some thermal paste here, like this, and the shield. Alright, so this is my shield, because the previous one was in very bad condition. So I'm using my shield, and you just need to solder the wire here to that 0 point. Let's measure the values. So values are 0.645, which is good. I just want to put some more solder here. But the ANAND adapter is installed properly, so I don't need to remove it. Okay, cleaning. 0.640, good. So let's solder the wire to this point. Alright, so I just need to solder this wire to the point C. Alright, so point C is soldered. Let's measure it. Black probe on the ground, diode mode. And we've got point D, 0.640, and point C, 0.645, which is good. And check one more time, point A, and it's 0.639, which is good. Absolutely fine. One more wire to the point B. Need to take the point B from here. Alright, so now we can connect our chip. I'm not sure if this chip is good or no. So first thing, just need to plug I'm going to clean a little bit maybe the stick here. Right, the tape is in. Whoa. Lots of flux residue inside. Unbelievable. Alright, I just need to disconnect it and properly clean this. I didn't expect something like that. The flux in the connector is a not good idea. This is a very bad idea. Alright, so let's try now. Alright, hopefully there's no more flux in the connector. Peel off the film from the double-sided tape. One more thing, we need to solder only point B here. The job is done. We can test it. Alright, so everything is soldered probably properly. Alright, so it looks fine. I'm going just to take the screen. Alright, so let's put back together. Alright, I will connect the rest, but later. Need to check this now. The moment of truth? No, not now. First, we need to measure if everything is fine. So black row on the ground. Point D, good. Point A, good. Point C, good. 3.3, good. Point B, OL, I think it's good. Connect it. Look. And ta-da! So we've done it. The console has been fixed and we already modded the console. So we can finish the job, put everything back together and send it back to the Germany. Okay, so the job has been done successfully. I've managed to fix, the console, and I've installed the chip, the mod chip, and it's working perfectly fine. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time.